How's it going, everyone? It's Justin with my man Justin's Collectible Emporium, and I'm your man for Pokemon cards, card analysis, and Pokemon investment consulting. Today, I just wanted to do a video about some Terapeak research I did through my eBay store, and I wanted to do some research on Mewtwo cards, but not just because it was a Mewtwo card, but Mewtwo cards in various sets to highlight both Mewtwo being a popular Pokemon as well as the difference in rarity, scarcity, and over different sets. So I looked at the Rockets Mewtwo EX from EX Team Rocket Returns, a base set Mewtwo, a Rockets Mewtwo from the gym set, and the Gold Star Mewtwo from EX Holon Phantoms. So these kind of have a wide array to give you an idea of this card among different sets. So the first card I'm going to talk about is the base set Mewtwo. So in the past 30 days, there's been 423 base set Mewtwo sold. There's been 323 sellers. So it's a pretty tight market share. What that looks like is it's mostly just individual people that have cards probably from when they collected from a long time ago. Maybe people that are also maybe buying and selling, but it's very tight in that there's a lot of different people. It's not just a couple people with a bunch of them selling them off. It's a lot of individual people. It's really decentralized. Over the year, there's been 2,804 sold with a total of 1,610 sellers. Now, these cards are a little harder to get good average prices on because there's the regular unlimited Mewtwo, the Shadowless Mewtwo, the Shadowless First Edition Mewtwo, as well as all those different variations and different grades. So in the past 30 days, just the average among all of them is $40. And this card, there's a lot of these being sold. This is not a scarce card at all. It may speak to the fact that this set was printed more so than others, or and also there might be more people just selling these. It's just especially when I talk about the other cards, you're going to see that this is a very common card. It's also good that people are still buying them constantly, so there's a lot sold and there's a lot of people buying them. Now we're going to go to the Rockets Mewtwo EX now. Now this card, there was only in the last 30 days 2 sold, and they were both in less than near mint condition. One sold for $54, the other one sold for $85. There was 2 different sellers, and that makes the average about $70. In the past year, there was only 82 sold, 68 sellers total, with an average selling prices of $105. There was an increase over the past year to date, so from last July to now of 19 to July 20, there was a bit of an increase in the price. So now I'm going to talk about the gym series Rockets Mewtwo. Now, in the past 30 days, there was 63 of these sold with 60 sellers and an average price of $91. Now, the average near mint card, because I was able to filter out with just like near mint versions of it, was about $60. Now, a PSA 10 sold this last month, and it sold for $800. It was a first edition, and it sold for $800. And a PSA 9 only sold for $150. So big difference in the PSA 10 versus PSA 9. In the past year, there was 453 sold, 372 sellers with an average selling price of $60. And I also noticed on that one, the average near mint price was about $40. So over the last year, that's about a 33% increase on price, which is a pretty big increase on price. So now I just want to put that in context with the Rockets Mewtwo, and just to show how much more rare this Rockets Mewtwo is. Now, I don't know if that's because this set was not printed as much, or if there's just more people holding on to this card, they're not as willing to sell it. But if you go, so it's 82 sold in the last year with the Rockets Mewtwo from EX Team Rocket Returns, and 453 sold with the Gym Series Rockets Mewtwo. So that's a pretty big difference, and that's just so now I'm gonna contrast that with the Gold Star Mewtwo from EX Holon Phantoms. In the past 30 days, there was 165, I'm sorry, in the past 30 days there was 13 sold with 13 sellers. In the past 365 days, the past year, there was 165 sold with 118 sellers. So it's a little bit less of a market share. That with a card like this, it's more probably in the hands of fewer, more kind of elite dealers. But let's put that in context with the Rockets Mewtwo EX. Now, the Holon Phantom's Gold Star Mewtwo is arguably a more rare card. It's, you know, it's like a secret subset of cards. The Rockets Mewtwo in EX Team Rocket Returns is just one of the EX cards. Yet, there was only 82 of those sold in the last year, and 165 Gold Star Mewtwo sold. That would make, technically, I mean, just with the data that we have to go off, that would make the EX Team Rocket Returns Mewtwo more rare or more scarce than the Gold Star Mewtwo. Now, the Gold Star Mewtwo has had some pretty big increase in price just since, with this month, the PSA 9 sold for $880, and just this last February, one sold in that same grade for $550. The near mint average over the past year is about $200, and in the past month, they're up to about $285. So similar price increase as pretty much all Pokemon cards, and I think that's probably going to be something pretty, especially with anything of Wizards of the Coast or EX series, those seem to have roughly about a 33% or 30% increase over the past year, which is really strong. That just really shows how many more people are getting into the hobby and, you know, contributing to the market of Pokemon cards. And I think these are the kind of people that are here to stay. I think this is just more and more solidifying Pokemon as a staying power among collectibles. Just something else to note about the Gold Star Mewtwo. This card, something important to note about it, is that there was hardly any raw cards left. In the past month of those 13 sold, only 6 of them were raw, and most of them were less than near mint condition. The one that was in near mint condition sold for $285, and I think that's actually a pretty good price for a near mint raw card, because even the PSA 9 sells for $880. I think the PSA 8s probably right now would be worth anywhere from $500 to $700. So with all this information, I would just say the EX Team Rocket return set, and I've been saying this kind of for a while now, this is a set to really look out for. Basically, from what I'm gathering here, is that just the standard EX cards may be even more scarce than Gold Star cards in the other EX sets. I've just noticed a trend that these cards are not often listed on eBay. Just any Team Rocket Returns cards, even the reverse holos, uncommons and commons, they're just really hard to find. Sometimes you won't be able to find the card at all you're looking for. Kind of like Skyridge. Skyridge being even more scarce, there's probably going to be a bigger amount of, say, reverse holo commons and uncommons that you would want that are just simply not available on eBay. You just can't find them. So with that being said, I would just say keep a lookout for EX Team Rocket Returns. It's probably going to continue to go up in price as more people kind of catch on to this and realize how scarce of a set it is, especially in relation to Gold Star cards. I mean, with this information, you're more likely to find a Gold Star card, or at least a Gold Star Mewtwo, than a Rockets Mewtwo from EX Team Rocket Returns. And just put that in contrast, like I said, with the base set Mewtwo, we got 2,804 sold in the last year. Almost 3,000 base set Mewtwo's were sold in the last year. This card is just everywhere. What's really interesting, I think, is the fact that it just continues to be bought and sold. I'm not exactly sure what the reason for that is. It would seem like people that would want that card would probably have it by now. But, you know, some people, maybe they want multiples of them. Maybe they're buying versions of it that are in better condition. Maybe they're buying them more and more to get graded, to try to get higher grades. There's a lot of reasons that they could still be being traded. This also speaks to the fact that maybe newer people that are getting back into it and starting at base set are starting at base set, and that threshold of base set cards is still just really, really high. Yeah, that's what I have for you today. The Gym Rockets Mewtwo, like I said, it has about a 33% increase on raw cards over the year average. and that's a card to look out for, especially for those high grades. Those are really starting to get high with that $800 PSA 10. And I would say now, so one more thing I would say as far as with the Gold Star Mewtwo, the fact that there's so little raw cards being available, what that means is that you could probably get it at a decent price, get it graded, get the lower kind of grade PSA, and there's going to start to be a need for lower grade PSA graded Gold Star Mewtwo's because of the fact that the higher grades are pretty much not available at this point. It's just at that point where if you want the high grade stuff, you're probably going to have to buy it already graded. So that's what I got for you today, just a little market analysis for you. I've just been really busy lately. I haven't made a video in about a week because I've just been really busy with my store. I bought about 3 collections this last week, spent almost about $4,000 on cards in the last couple of weeks. So I've been really busy shipping, listing, and so forth. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope you found that information useful, and I will see you on the next broadcast. If you want to check out the cards at my store, eBay, username MyManJustin. My store is called MyManJustin's Collectible Emporium. Also, I'm on Instagram at MyManJustin's_collectibles. If you are interested in selling me a collection or negotiating a deal, we can talk about it. Send me a message on eBay, or leave a comment, or send a message to me on Instagram, and we can talk about that. And until then, I'll see you on the next broadcast. Thanks.